Big names are back on Raw. I'm Matt Carlins, and this is Just Pro Wrestling News for Tuesday, April 26th, 2022. A big welcome to those of you listening on OccupyProWrestling.com. You can bring our updates to your website. Find out how at JustProWrestlingNews.com.
WWE.
Two big surprise returns on last night's Raw. Asuka was back to briefly confront Becky Lynch, and Mustafa Ali, who had asked for his release from WWE months ago, returned to Raw. He got a roll-up win over The Miz. After the match, Ali was attacked by Ciampa. Just Ciampa. He's the latest performer to lose his first name in WWE. Bianca Belair is still the Raw Women's Champion. She pinned Sonya Deville with the KOD after Deville restarted the match twice and called in some backup in the form of Queen Zelina and Carmella. It was not enough. Bobby Lashley and Omos are set for a WrestleMania rematch at WrestleMania Backlash. Lashley won an arm wrestling contest against Omos last night, but got beat up afterwards. Damian Priest beat Finn Balor. By the way, Priest and Edge's new faction is now being called Judgement Day. RK Bro, Cody Rhodes, and Ezekiel won an 8-man tag team main event over the Usos, Seth Rollins, and Kevin Owens. Randy Orton finished the match with a flurry of RKOs for all 4 of his opponents before pinning Jey Uso. Also last night, Tamina and Akira Tozawa defeated Dana Brooke and Reggie, and Veer Mahan beat a local competitor, Sam Smothers. Tonight's NXT has the 2.0 debut of NXT UK's Nathan Fraser. Also being promoted for tonight is the rematch between Nikita Lyons and Lash Legend, plus Tony D'Angelo versus Zion Quinn, Solo Sikoa versus Trick Williams, and Fallon Henley, Josh Briggs, and Brooks Jensen versus Elektra Lopez and Legado del Fantasma.
AEW.
Tonight's Dark has a big 10-man tag team match. The Hardys, Top Flight, and Frankie Kazarian versus Private Party, The Blade, and Helico, and Max Caster. Also on the show, Penta Oscuro versus QT Marshall, and Serpentico versus Lee Moriarty. On last night's Dark Elevation, DDT Pros Konosuke Takeshita made his return to AEW and got a win over Brandon Cutler. Takeshita pinned him after a jumping knee strike. New Japan's Minoru Suzuki beat QT Marshall, Penta Oscuro beat Max Caster, Chris Statlander beat Julia Hart, and Anna Jay, Ruby Soho, and Sky Blue defeated Emi Sakura, the Bunny, and Nyla Rose. Jay forced the Bunny to submit to the Queen Slayer. This week's episode of NWA Power premieres tonight on Fight. There are 2 title matches on the show. The Briscoes challenge La Rebellion for the NWA Tag Titles, and Homicide defends the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship against Rhett Titus. Also on the show, Trevor Murdoch versus Aaron Stevens, and Nick Aldis versus Jordan Clearwater.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Shingo Takagi is the new holder of the KOPW 2022 trophy. He beat Taichi Monday in a 30-count pinfall match. Also, Bullet Club's House of Torture, Evil, Sho, and Yujiro Takahashi held on to the Never 6-man tag titles with a win over Hiroshi Tanahashi and the Gorillas of Destiny. That is Just Pro Wrestling News for Tuesday, April 26th. Our next update comes your way tomorrow morning, so please rate, review, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. You can also support us by checking out our Patreon page. I'm Matt Carlins. Thank you for listening.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.